Yes, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe and leave some comments. I like the comments. Don't forget, insults too, I don't mind. And just a little warning before we go too far into this. At the end of this broadcast, you'll see and hear the song Dinger. That's what it sounds like, folks. And it's a message to all you people who like music to exit. Anyway, don't forget, on Tuesday next, the 27th of May, we're going to have a live broadcast here on Tales from the Jails, and I do hope that you'll all join in. Yeah, that'll be at 7 p.m. next Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about another case of backscuttling. Now, somebody asked me, would I please explain what backscuttling is? Well, it's to do with the birds and the bees and slipping the knickers round the knees and gaining entrance from the rear, if you follow the gist. Hence, backscuttling. Yeah, well, there's been another prison officer at it. Or allegedly, let me say that, allegedly, because she's only been charged and taken before the Crown Court for committal for trial. And her name is Isabella Dale. She's aged now 23. But in the years 2021, 2022, when she was 19, 20, she was working as a prison officer at HMP Prison SWALESIDE in Kent. And it is alleged by the way, that she had inappropriate relationships, that's another term for backscuttling, with two inmates. She wasn't settling for one. Oh no, not apparently, allegedly. An inmate called Shahid Sharif, aged 33, and another inmate called Connor Money, aged 28. And she is further alleged to have been involved in a drug smuggling operation. That it means taking contraband, drugs, etc. into HMP SWALESIDE and providing them to inmates. It's a very serious offence, and she's going to appear at Southwark Crown Court in October of this year, October 2025, where Isabella Dale, who is now aged 23, stands accused of misconduct in public office and conspiring to smuggle drugs into HMP SWALESIDE to provide inmates with illicit materials. And basically, listen, this is a big thing here. The HOSTESS system isn't working. Where has been any risk assessment of this? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I believe that what's going to happen in the future is this is going to be a scandal along the lines of the post office scandal. And by the way, that post office, the head of the post office at the time that the system was failing, and over 700 postmasters were charged with fraud. I mean, come on. It's absolutely impossible. I mean, in my experience, postmasters in little post office, village shops and all the rest of it, all the ones that I've known quite a few, were all very decent, reasonable, hard-working people who put their heart and soul into doing the job. You know, making sure that pensioners got their pensions and, we got our stamps and all the rest of it, and parcels posted. The very idea that 700 of them all of a sudden would go rogue and start defrauding the post office is ridiculous. And if I'd been the head, I would say maybe 10 a year, perhaps, would be wrong. But 700 over a short period of time, just over a few years, absolutely impossible. Red flags up there. You would immediately say, this is not theft, this is the system failing. But no, they didn't do that. They allowed them to be arrested, charged, taken to court, persuaded to plead guilty, and when they pleaded guilty they were virtually bankrupted, disgraceful. And that's one scandal. The next scandal is going to be the HOSTESS brigade in the prisons. At the time that Isabella Dale was backscuttling, or allegedly backscuttling, with these inmates, Sharid Sharif and Connor Money, she would be 19, 20 years of age. Inexperienced, rather innocent-looking young lady. And down below I will put a link to the article in the Daily Mirror concerning this. But it's happening every damn week. Well, somebody at the Ministry of Justice needs to wake up and say, we are doing something wrong here. And I believe that the Ministry of Justice should do a complete risk assessment on this and decide whether or not it is safe to put immature, unsophisticated young ladies on the landings in Category B or Category A prisons, where they're in charge of landings that are occupied by sophisticated alpha males who are criminally intented, with criminal intent. They're there. That's their life. And it's no good saying, oh, well, some people just commit offences now and again, and they're accident, they don't do it on purpose. The vast majority of serious offenders are career criminals, and they will corrupt you if you give them the chance. I know. I've been offered bribes many times when I was in the prisons, and I absolutely didn't accept it. Didn't matter how much money they offered me. I would never do it. But I know staff that did, and much to the chagrin of the establishment, I actually reported it. You can read about this in my books, by the way. Yeah, there's a link down below to my books. So basically I'm saying here that there should be a complete review of the HOSTESS system in the prisons, and let's get rid of the HOSTESS brigade. I understand that many of them, probably the vast majority, are there trying to earn a decent living, and it's a tough job. It was tough many years ago when I was there, and it won't have improved now because we've got drug gangs, we've got ethnic minority groups, we've got religious minority groups. It's convert or feel the pain, that kind of nonsense. Staff being threatened with beheading. Somebody threatened me with beheading. I got a rough idea what might happen. You get the idea? Anyway, today's little rant is about Isabella Dale, who is facing trial in October of this year from HMP SWALESIDE, which is a Category B prison in Kent. It holds 1,100 inmates approximately, and an unsophisticated young lady. You'll see her picture when you look at the link down below, which is links to the Daily Mirror article, and you can judge for yourself. I say it's an absolute disgrace. I believe that the main responsibility for this isn't with the innocent young female prison officers, the HOSTESS brigade, because they're not mature. But the Home Office, the Ministry of Justice should wake up, smell the coffee, and realise that they've got to do something about this. Many different ways of doing that. Try increasing the wage rates for prison staff. Give them some incentives. I mean, at some private prisons that are run by Serco and Group HO4S or whatever it's called these days, the officers have to buy their own uniforms. Oh, God almighty, what have we come to? Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. Do please like, subscribe, comment, and you've got it, folks. It's a warning. That's the song dinger, by the way. And I had a little request from Larry the Goat Man. Well, he likes goats. We won't say any more about that, will we? Yeah. So Larry has requested that I sing a song by Hank Williams. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Yeah. Well, we're going to give it a go. He does a bit of yodeling, does Hank Williams. So if you hear some strange noises, it's your fault, because listen, alright, I'll give you one last warning. It's an alarm bell, the song dinger. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I probably will be by the time I finish this. Hear that lonesome whippoorwill, he sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is whining low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. I never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind the clouds to hide its face and cry. Did you ever see a robin weep when leaves begin to die? Like me, he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. The silence of a falling star lights up a purple sky, and as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry. That was so terrible, I bet many of you are crying now. But listen, I gave it my best shot. So if you didn't like it, you've only got yourself to blame. Don't blame John. John gave it his best shot. Don't forget, Tuesday next, 27th, 7 p.m. here, live broadcast. Tales from the Jails, John G. Sutton.